Alrighty, folks. Hey, it's Farrell once again. It's crowd surfing. We thought we'd come here to Antelope Island. Hear there's going to be a bunch of big kites. We want to come find out what that's about. Maybe a little later we'll catch an interview with the band here. And I'm telling you, if you haven't made it out here this year, you really missed out because the kites are really cool. I never even imagined. So sit down and have fun. Okay, I'm here with
Ken Kingston.
Kristen Kingston.
And exactly what are you guys doing here? It looks like it's pretty complicated to me.
We're trying to launch a kite, actually. This is a manta ray. This is a Peter Lynn manta ray. It's an actual inflatable kite, and we're trying to get enough wind to get it in the air.
Is that what's your name?
I'm Kevin Reynolds from Canandaigua, New York.
So, you guys, you had this kite up at all this weekend? You said this is the best breeze that you've had, or?
This is the best all weekend so far. I've had a few flights of about 1 minute. So this is the first time it's stayed in the air.
Put that down. We didn't have to throw it. Alrighty, I'm here with
Caden.
And what are you doing here, Caden? You come here to check out the kites? Did you come here to check out the band? What did you come here to check out?
I just came here to take pictures, have a good time.
Take pictures and party?
Yeah.
Can't you get like a big fan and put in the front of it and blow the wind up that way?
That would be nice, but the extension cord doesn't work too well.
I mean, just get a big generator and drag it, right?
Yeah, really. Actually, if you want to see inside, this is a really kind of a cool shot here. You can look down in there. It is three-dimensional. It's called shock cord technology, where they actually have the top and bottom through the shock cords that keep the shape of the kite, and then the wind actually inflates through the mouth, and if you get enough wind underneath it, it flies.
So you haven't got it all stretched all the way out and just let it go, huh?
Not yet. Haven't been able to. And you can see by where my line's coming from over my right shoulder. All day the wind was from back over there. I'm expecting it to fly that way. We now have some wind, and it's that way.
So
you just keep adapting.
Did you get any pictures of the lake?
No, I haven't.
You want to go swimming?
Not in that lake.
Well, come on, we'll jump in. It's not that far away. Let's go swim for a minute. Why not? It smells kind of funny, huh?
Yeah.
So, do you have somebody like actually holds on to the cables, or is it tethered to something, or?
It's anchored to the truck right now.
Get enough air. It might take your truck with you, huh?
I don't know if it'll pull the truck, but it's more than one person can hold down, that's for sure.
Is it so you could actually, if you got somebody brave enough, they grab a hold of it and try to fly it if you had more than one person?
What we've done before is we've actually anchored it onto the truck or drive a big anchor into the ground, and people can come over and you can grab it and pull, and sometimes you just can't even pull on it. So it can get some pretty good stress on it.
So how big is this kite from the tip all the way to the end of the tail?
The kite itself is somewhere around 225 square feet, and the tails are 110 each from where the bridle's attached to the tail to the tip of the tail. So with everything, 150 feet maybe.
So once it gets in the air, you can just let it go and it just stay up there until you bring it down or until the wind quits, huh?
If the wind cooperates, yeah, just put it up there and it'll stay up all day. The trick is if the wind gets a little too high, it'll get a little squirrely, start bouncing around, and then I'm going to need to put another tail on it to keep it stable. Maybe
that smell will attract some ladies to you.
I don't think it will.
Hey, it's worth a try. Have you tried anything else? You know, people splash aftershave on and stuff like that and whistle that song. Have you tried that?
No.
Why? It might work. Well, we'll try the lake.
Nah.
All righty, well. All righty, Caden. Well, hey, thanks for coming out.
Okay.
All right. See ya.
You too.
So how much wind do you need to get? Obviously, there's not enough right now, huh? I mean, does it, once you get it full, is it kind of like a balloon at all? Does it hold the wind? I mean,
yeah.
If you got like a release valve, it can go all over the... You know,
it does breathe through there, and this here flap actually, when the wind dies off, it'll come forward and kind of trap the air inside of the kite. But when the wind picks up, it'll blow open like this, and there is some small vents down in the tail and in the wingtips that allow the air to blow through the kite. So it does keep pressure inside of the kite, and it's designed to pressurize and, you know, hold its shape. But actually, we got a little bit of wind. Let's see if we can get it up in the air.
So is that what the tail, the purpose of the tail, just to keep it stable so it doesn't flap around all crazy?
Yeah, the tails help when it starts to go off one side or the other. The tails pull it back into line so it stays where it's supposed to.
So it doesn't end up going south on you when you want it to go north, pretty much?
Yeah. On a spot like this, we have to be careful. I set up my line so that if it tried to crash over there, the tails won't quite reach the weeds. And if it tries to crash over there, hopefully the tails won't quite reach the barbed wire.
Okay, I am here with
Barbara Riddle.
And Barbara, what exactly is it you have to do with the whole festival here?
Well, I am the president and CEO of the Davis Area Convention Visitors Bureau. That's a mouthful. But I'm also on the committee, the volunteer committee for the annual Antelope Island Stampede.
We got kind of shifting conditions, so we're trying to actually get the kite moved around into the wind and get it launched and everything, but steady breeze is a lot better, and it'll fly in about 5-mile-an-hour winds up to about 18 or 19-mile-an-hour winds, and you want to pull it out of the sky.
Oh, really? Because it'll do some serious damage, will it, by pulling?
It can, yeah, and it gets a little dangerous too, especially if the wind gusts or shifts and the thing starts sliding back and forth. You know, you just don't want something with that much pressure on it sweeping across the kite field.
So where have you been this summer as far as besides Antelope Island?
Well, with this one, I've flown a small fly in Binghamton, New York. There's Apple Hills is the name of the farm. The farm runs a kids event where they get everybody to come out with kites. So I was there for a couple of days. I drove to Dieppe, New Brunswick, Canada for a 5-day festival. A few little ones around Rochester, New York, and now here.
So how long has the Antelope Island Stampede been happening?
Boy, you got that in one statement. That's good.
I'm very long-winded. A lot of people say I'm long in the tooth.
Obviously. You know, this is our 4th official year, but our 5th year doing it. The first year was a beta, and it was our inland tsunami, and there was hail and snow and all that. So this is the 4th year.
Yeah, you ever have one this big get away from you?
I haven't. I've heard of a couple of festivals where they've come loose, though, but most of the time we have them tethered down pretty good so they don't get away.
It kind of reminds me of like a dome tent or something with the shock cords and everything.
It's close. It's a little bit of the same technology, but yeah, it's just neat.
Wow, you come clear to little Antelope Island in Utah from New York, huh? Well, so is it a well-known event here? Is that what it is? Or you guys just heard about it and thought we'll come check it out?
Well, there's a bunch of folks, there's a forum for people who build their own kites, and a bunch of folks on the forum talked about this one as could be a lot of fun, and there's other builders here, so yeah, I was lucky enough to be able to make this on my way driving from Oregon back home to New York, so I was able to make it on the way.
So did you do it every Labor Day? Or not, yeah, every Labor Day?
It's Labor Day. This is our second time doing it Labor Day. In the past, it's been later in the year, but we've moved it up, and this weekend rocks.
So, yeah, I mean, the kites are awesome. The people are having a good time. The band's really great.
Do you know, when we first started this, it started out as a big balloon, hot air balloon festival. And then because of all the wind and the rain, we thought, let's weatherproof this a little bit. So we brought in some kites. And these aren't just normal kites, and I think you probably have seen a little bit of what they are, but they're phenomenal.
Okay, and our wind is shifting, so we're going to kind of walk with it. So bring it on around here. We'll see if we can get it up. All right, hold it right here.
Well, that's good. Well, that's a good-looking kite. I really hope these can get up because I think it'll be awesome. They can all get flying for sure.
It's sure trying. I've got about 10 big kites like this with me, so hopefully.
Oh, you have 10 of them.
Hopefully, I'll get to fly a few.
just get one up and then throw up another one and then another one. You'll have them all going.
If the wind is good, you bet. I'll put a bunch of stakes in the ground and fly a bunch of them.
Have you ever been able to do that before? Fly like 3 and 4 at a time?
3 or 4 is about the limit usually.
Then too much babysitting, you can't keep your eye on all of them?
You start running back and forth too much, yeah.
Chicken with your head cut off pretty much, huh?
Worse, you start running out of space. Other people need a spot to fly too. So we all work together and make sure everybody's got some room.
And so we've either got the nice, easy, calm balloons or the wickedly cool kites.
Yeah, the kites are great. I mean, some of the stuff those people do with them is incredible.
Yeah, it's kind of like they compare themselves to the Blue Angels, but only with kites, with how they're able to fly in formation. And they've got all these strings, and they don't mix them up, and it's amazing, because I would totally botch it.
Set 45. You're going to pass the lines on the ground. Ready, now. Ian Monk's diamond, go. 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 Exchange. Now. 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 Now, 180, go. 10 diamonds, go. Go. Wow, how big is this kite? I mean,
it's about 65 foot long and about 40 foot across.
That's a lot of wind.
Yeah, it holds a lot of air.
I could probably just sit and talk in front of it and blow it up with air.
Well, I don't know. It takes a lot of air.
I have a lot. Ask my friends, I tell you.
That's pretty good. Well, we might try it if this wind doesn't cooperate. So, but yeah, give us a couple minutes. We'll see if we can get her up in the air for you.
All righty.
So Kevin built this kite himself.
Oh, you built this yourself?
Yeah, this is one, spent about 2 months sewing this together.
What's it made out of?
It's ripstop nylon, 3/4 ounce ripstop nylon. Same thing you would use for a tent or sleeping bag. This is slightly different. It has a coating to keep the air from going through it. It's made for sailboat sails.
Oh, really? I was going to say maybe put some Gore-Tex in it. It'll keep you warm.
Well, Gore-Tex to block wind, so I guess it could work.
Might be a little heavy, huh?
It's a little heavier than this stuff, yeah. And not as colorful.
Yeah, that is a good-looking kite. That's a really good-looking kite.
The other thing, too, that's so cool about this location is it's Antelope Island State Park, which is one of our 42 state parks out in the middle of America's Dead Sea, the Great Salt Lake. And yes, you can swim in it, although it's more like floating, and it's wickedly cool. And people come from all over the world, I kid you not, to go swim in the Great Salt Lake.
I'm here with
John Baresi with the Team iQuad.
And, all right, can you explain a little to me about these kites? I mean, they look like... Some of them look like parachutes to me.
Yeah, well, what we're using are quad line kites. So that means they've got 4 strings. That makes us able to fly them forward, backwards, sideways. We can hover them in place. We can spin them around. And so having complete control over the kites, we're actually able to do formation flying, a bit like Thunderbirds or Blue Angels.
I call this one the Four Corners Eclipse because it has that sort of Navajo color pattern and the big black spot in the middle like an eclipse.
Hey, take it down to 4 corners and fly it. We're not too far away.
Yeah, we're right in the right neighborhood. That's another reason I wanted to come out here. I knew I'd be in the right neighborhood.
All righty, well, all the way from New York. Hey,
Yep.
Appreciate your time. Thank you.
If you go down to Bridger Bay, you got folks that are like in all kinds of swimwear that's their whole purpose is to spend a day at the lake.
Now, I was talking to a gentleman earlier. He said he wouldn't swim in that lake because it stinks, and I tend to agree with him. Is that...
I think that is so not even true.
What about when the wind shifts just right? Man, it's like, what is that?
There's a circuit for it worldwide, so we actually travel year-round. We've been to Colombia, England, Asia, just having a good old time showing what we do.
Really? So how do you get into something like this? I mean, obviously, you've got to have a huge area like this to fly kites in. Where do you? I mean, you can't do it in your backyard. You end up looking like Charlie Brown, right?
But these kind of kites are really versatile. We can fly them at a local city park. You go out to the beach. A place like this, of course, is just fantastic.
I am here with
Lisa Stubblefield,
Steve Lewis.
Terry Lewis.
Sam DeLu,
and can you guys? What is the name of your band?
Coyote Moon.
And what type of music do you play?
We play old Western music. Not country, it's Western.
Cowboy music, contemporary cowboy music.
It never smells out here. It's beautiful. Where you might smell something is the algae that's dying up along the east shore over by the mainland.
Yes, but what produces the algae?
That's the lake. That's one of the benefits of the lake. But it's not out here. Out here it's gorgeous. Look at this view. I mean, honest to God. You got to go jump in a lake.
You know what? I do agree with you. It doesn't smell out here at all. It's really nice. It's a warm day. It's wonderful out here. It's really great. I'm glad I came out. How much wind do you have to have? Because some of them look big, some of them look tiny. I mean, how much wind do you need to fly one? Does it have to be a gale force wind or just anything?
Believe it or not, we actually fly indoors. You may or may not have seen Connor Doran flying in America's Got Talent. He flew a kite indoors, made it through 4 rounds. And so the idea is that you've got air that's standing still. And so if you're just moving a little bit, but your kite's really efficient, you're able to fly. So outdoors, as a team, we're probably good to about 2 miles an hour on up to, pushing 50 miles an hour, some big wind.
So, give me an example. Name some of the songs that you guys play. Obviously, you're not gonna be playing rock music, of course not. But what are some of the names of the songs that you guys do?
Oh, we do a lot of the old Gene Autry tunes. We do Rex Allen stuff. As far some of the newer Ian Tyson, do our own music. We have probably 30, 40 original songs.
So you guys have a CD?
Yeah, we've got a couple of CDs out.
Well, I'm glad you came out too. Did you see the wildlife?
You know, I've seen evidence of wildlife all over the place, but I have not seen any wildlife yet.
You're watching where you step, huh?
Yes, exactly.
Yesterday when I came in, I had to stop on the road. And I don't stop very often because I'm out here all the time and I see bison and antelope all the time. But there was this big, beautiful, we call him the Beastie Boys. And he was up right next to the road, scratching himself on a big rock. He had like 5 birds on him. And it was like I rolled down my window and I was like 20 feet away. It was so cool.
Really? So have you ever had one like you've been flying it and all of a sudden the line breaks and it goes away from you? You got to chase it for days, or?
Yeah, it doesn't happen as often as it used to, but yeah, with 4 strings, if we have one line break, the kite basically goes into a death spiral and goes down. We just got to change out the lines, go back up. Doesn't take more than 10 minutes. Break into thread. Me and Monk's right. Now, down now, in now. 180 now. Go with a pump. Now, 180 now. Go. Twin radar. Now. 180 now. Go. Edges. Go. Whoa. 180. Oh! There's that wind. Hand of God.
Well, you guys have a band website by any chance where we could check you out?
Give it to them.
We do. www.coyotemoon.com, and that's 2 E's on Coyote.
And where are you guys from? Are you local? Are you from...
We're local from here. Sam has recently moved up here from Manti, and so we've kind of snatched her up to come and perform with us as much as possible. She's one of the best cowboy poets I know.
We love her.
Maybe if you grab the string and run really fast, maybe that'll work.
You can run. You can run for about 10 feet, and that's
like a big old parachute on dragster, huh?
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, well, hopefully I'll see some on the way out. I haven't seen a whole lot, but...
Just drive around. Open your eyes.
That's it. You know what? That's something I need to try, really. I'm bad with that.
Yeah, driving and keeping your eyes open at the same time. I would highly recommend that.
Well, I'm usually too busy texting when I'm driving.
Oh,
wait, you're not supposed to do that.
I hope the police officers didn't hear that.
I hope they didn't either. What kind of string do you use on them? Obviously you can't go to Walmart and get kite string for them, right?
No, not at all. We're using like $70 line sets, and so you're looking at a material called Spectra. It's incredibly slippery and very strong. So like what we're on today is 90-pound test. It's really thin, looks like dental floss.
Like fishing line then, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. Matter of fact, one of our sponsors produces fishing line as an alternative product.
I would imagine it'd be quite a learning curve to learn how to make them do what you want them to do, right?
The thing that's neat about kites is I can usually teach someone to fly a quad-line kite within 15 or 20 minutes. And most of the quad-line kites out there come with DVDs that you can take and put in and watch and learn to fly yourself. So you don't need to really take lessons or spend months and months and months just trying to master the thing. And I can feel it pull it a little bit. But as far as getting the kite up in the air and just flying it, you can do that relatively easily and pretty quick.
So is the Western music as a movement, is it coming back around, do you think? Or
we hope so. We hope that it's coming back and around, and the whole point of a lot of this is a way to keep our heritage alive, the Western way of life. And we all ride horses. I mean, this isn't just the music. We actually live the life also.
What was your license plate number?
It's expired too, so I'm really in trouble.
Oh no. But hey, this year we've got a phenomenal stage and sound. It's like totally professional quality. We've got over 40 vendors. We have 11 different bands that are performing, and then you've seen the phenomenal kites, and then we had hot air balloons. They went up yesterday morning along I-15. They went up this morning, and we had a glow last night. We expect a glow or a flight tonight, depending on the wind.
Right on. You got the handles for them, and pretty easy to fly, difficult to fly. Does it depend on the kite? How does that work?
I say almost any kind of kite is easy, particularly if you have somebody there who knows what they're doing. It takes 5 minutes just to get a little introduction. Wind is a big factor. Like right here, at times it feels like we have wind, but it's rolling over a hill. So if you could see it, it looked like curdled cheese, seriously. But when you get good wind, it's real clean, real steady, you can be up and running, having a darn good time, about an hour or a little less.
One of the neatest things about kite flying is it's not something you're going to pick up today and then throw away tomorrow. You can use it for many years and have a lot of fun with them.
Yeah, like you say, after the initial cost of the kite, the wind's free. You just go out and it'd be great for everybody to do.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, like I say, my grandparents used to love the Western music and my parents' Western music, and like you say, I enjoy it myself. It's kind of nice to see there's still people performing it and not just running around with the electric guitars and the big loud drums, and it's really cool.
Yeah, we actually did a cattle branding in Nebraska, a 3-week deal. We branded, rode, round them up in the daytime, then we sat around, camped out on the sandhills in Nebraska, played music at night, and we got paid for it.
The other thing, too, I want to mention about the kites, we did a Kite to Schools program. We went to Central Davis Junior High, and this one guy, he was wearing his white socks, and it looked like, I swear, like ballet. As he was moving his kite around, and it was just absolutely phenomenal. It was inside.
It was indoors.
It was indoors.
That's what the guy said, is you can fly them with like hardly any wind at all. You just move a little bit and the kite takes off. That's kind of incredible.
It's totally incredible. So no wind at all, or they can go up to 50 miles per hour. So how is that for weatherproofing an event?
Yeah, you can't do much better than that, even if it does rain, right? You get those little umbrellas and put them on your head. And
Whatever you want to put on your head works for me.
is there competition? Is there money involved? Is it just, hey, let's go out and fly our kites because it's summer?
There's still competition, but a lot of us have as many as 20 years of experience, and we've already done our competition time. So at this point, we're all about exhibiting, showing the fun that's involved, and turning other people on. Because again, it's really easy to do. It doesn't matter what age you are, whether you can run or not. Anybody can do it, and that's a lot of fun. So really, we put our full focus on that.
As far as price-wise, we've got kites starting from about $8-9 all the way up, to a couple of thousand, really. So the price range is really there, and there's so many different models and things to choose from. It really depends on what you're looking to do with a kite. If you want a kite, just like a single line kite that you can throw up in the air and just watch it fly and have a little bit of fun with, then there's a huge selection for that. Or if you want to get into a little more interactive with your kite and go with the multi-line kites, like the dual line stunt kites or even the quad line stunt kites, then you can go into those areas and do that. So it really depends on what you're looking at getting out of your kite flying as to which kite you're going to want to buy.
We hear a lot of people, they'll come to the cowboy music and the cowboy poetry and they'll say, I didn't know what that was. I didn't know this is what it was. This is amazing. This is wonderful. I don't know what it is they think they were going to hear, but it may have been more like the rock and roll country, or what they're doing. But cowboy music and cowboy poetry is so down to earth and so basic that you really don't have to be a cowboy poet or a cowboy person or live on a ranch to really enjoy this.
Okay, well, hey, I do have a question for you, and I hope none of you guys hit me on this, but is it true that the cowboys, they sit around the campfire and eat beans out of a can, right? I saw that in a movie once. Is there any truth to that at all?
Absolutely.
Once you've got it full of air and you got it going, as long as there's just a steady wind of 2 miles an hour, you say it'll fly?
About 5 or 6 is about minimum. Steady 5 or 6 mile an hour wind and it'll go up.
The trick is to get it blown up, though, right?
Yeah, you have to have enough pressure to have wind inside of the kite to keep the shape of the kite. Once it gets its shape, then it's very, foil shaped or whatever, very aerodynamic, I guess, and it'll fly pretty good. But you have to have enough breeze to keep the pressure inside of the kite to form the shape.
Alrighty, well, hey, I appreciate your time. It's a great festival. We're going to be here again next year, same place, same time?
Same time, same place. But I would be remiss, one other thing. Come on out to Antelope Island 365 days of the year. It's beautiful out here. Every chance you get, they got the roads cleared in the wintertime, and it's just... Do you know, a lot of folks veer away in the winter, but really, the winter is the best time to see the wildlife because they're active and it's beautiful, and there's no bugs of any sort and it's lightly coated with white snow, obviously, but it's you don't get as much here as you get on the mainland. You've had to have hit somebody or something, right? I mean, come on. Like some guy you don't like much, you clotheslined him one time. Come on.
It's feasible. It's feasible. But honestly, I haven't clipped anybody in a long, long time. And
not on purpose, right?
No, and and here in the kite community, we watch our P's and Q's, and we're always looking to fold the audience in, not hurt them. So.
Alrighty, cool. Well, hey, thank you. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
It makes for a long night, though, afterwards in the tent. So
I can imagine, but maybe you can add to the music with that. It's an extra instrument. You're multitasking.
Fantastic. Right? You bet. Great.
We don't need a drummer.
That's right, or a bass player for that matter.
Oh no, don't say that. Terry will hurt his feelings.
Alrighty, guys. Hey, thank you. I appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
It was fun. Thank you so much.
I haven't actually really. I mean, I've seen a couple of bugs, but it's not like they're pests. It's not like you get ate alive by them. So yeah, it's nice. It's really nice out here. I've never been. This is the first time in my life ever being here, and it's great. That's kind of truly pathetic. But a lot of folks, that's pretty true for a lot of folks. I'm 17 years old. The first time I've been here. Give me a break. 17. Who would have thought that? Keep thinking it. But I've killed a few grasshoppers as I walked around. That's been about it. Yeah, but who's scared of grasshoppers, really? Yeah, nobody. The kids are all chasing them around. It's all good. That's right. All righty. Well, hey, thank you. I appreciate your time. Hey, thanks, guys, for coming out. It's cool to see you. You bet.
All right, let it go. I should do it. Oh, and our wind has done 180 on us. You want to pull on this thing?
Want me to pull?
Grab it and see what type of pressure you got on there.
All right, let me see here. Oh, it's like pulling a car, you know?
It's got a lot of pull on it. And that's a light breeze. You ought to see when it picks up a little bit. It can really drag you around. Yeah, it turns this rope into like wire. It pulls pretty hard. So,
wow, that's really cool. Alrighty, folks. Hey, I'm out of here. We had a great time at the Antelope Island Stampede Balloon / Kite Festival. Ton of names. I don't know, but it was fun, whatever it was. We saw the kites. The kites were awesome. They had a band. The band was great. There's balloons. There's food. There's vendors. Everything you can imagine out here. So make sure you come out here next year for it. Like I say, if you haven't been here, you're really missing out. The kites were so awesome. I'm off to buy me one right now.